Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I know I'm running late again. Let me turn my volume up. It's another Wisdom Wednesday. I'm here. I'm just going to keep playing around with these times because I don't really know what works for y'all yet. I've tried in the afternoon. Today I'm doing it in the morning. So we'll see how it goes. Until I figure out a time that works really well for me and really well for everyone else, I'm just going to keep doing these things at random times. So just make sure you check the stories or check the post feeds and it'll let you know what time this stuff is at. But today we were talking about positive self-talk, and I really wanted to get into that. I had a conversation the other day with a friend of mine, and one thing that I'm trying to get her out of, she's so self-defeating sometimes, and it really hurts me because I think she's like this amazing person, but she has like very negative opinions about herself. And so whenever she expresses those things, I try to tell her, let's flip that and let's not think that way. Particularly in her business, when she's like, oh, I feel like an idiot for doing this, or she'll say, I am an idiot for doing this, or this is, I'm stupid. And I always just say, like, no, like, you're doing amazing things. You're an amazing woman, and we're not going to speak those things. And so you saw the post feed today. I mentioned this book, We Should All Be Millionaires. It is by Rachel Rodgers. As you can see, I'm about a little bit less than halfway through it. I started reading it earlier in the week, or maybe over the weekend. But one thing that really resonated with me, which I just thought was hilarious because it's just me and how the universe works, I think, is she talks a lot about this book. She calls them broke ass thoughts versus $1 million thoughts. And I resonate with that a lot because I do think that the way that we talk to ourselves dictates so much of what we do. It dictates, I think, the things that we think we're capable of. I think it dictates how we approach things, our outlook on things, and it's all about how we talk to ourselves. I think a lot of times if we would never talk to ourselves the way, or we would never talk to other people the way that we talk to ourselves. We will constantly sit there and tell ourselves, oh, we're fat, or, I don't look good today. Like right now I'm telling myself, oh, girl, your face is shiny. I just got out the shower, so I'm still a little hot. But I'm glowing. My skin is just glowing. That's the way I'm choosing to reframe it right now. And so those thoughts, though, especially when it comes to business, can dictate a lot of how we approach things. If we don't think, if we're telling ourselves all the time that we're not capable of reaching a certain goal or getting a certain client or marketing a certain way, oftentimes we won't be. And it's because those thoughts tend to bleed into what we do. It bleeds into how we approach situations. If we think that we're never going to book a type of client, how that manifests itself is that we won't create the marketing plan that goes with that type of client. We won't, create the brand design that goes with that type of client if we think that we're never going to reach them. If we think that we're incapable of, booking a certain gig, or even income goals, I'm not going to be able to charge $500, or I'm not going to be able to charge $1,000. When we have those thoughts, what we're doing is telling ourselves that we don't think we're capable of that. And that's just not true. There certainly could be gaps in our skills that we can work on. There's certainly things that we can do to improve ourselves. But by having the mindset of, I can't do this, it defeats anything that we're trying to do because we've already made up our mind. We've already decided that we're not capable of doing those things. And a lot of times that translates into why try. So positive self-talk, to me, she does a really good job in this book, actually. Again, We Should All Be Millionaires. Broke ass thoughts are things like, I'm not good with money. So why should I have any, essentially? And no, like, money's a skill. Like, we all have to, nobody's innately good at money. We have to learn how to manage our money. She also, let me see if I can find some while I'm talking to you guys, but she also talks about, like, when we're talking about positive thoughts or negative thoughts in terms of how we talk to ourselves physically. A lot of times us women especially will say things like, oh, I'm fat because these pants don't fit, they're too tight, instead of saying, like, these pants aren't the right size and I need to get the right size. And when we get that right size, we end up feeling and looking amazing. It's a lot of times when you see on these like all these little style shows that they used to have back in the day, you have women who are uncomfortable with their bodies and they're dressing themselves in a way that highlights those uncomfortableness because they're trying to hide it, when in actuality it's not making them feel good. The minute they put on things that actually fit them right, they feel good. I saw a girl, I think on TikTok, do this experiment where she was a teenager, I think, or in college, and she didn't speak well about herself. She didn't think she was pretty. She didn't think she was the right size. She thought she needed to lose weight. But she tried an exercise where for 30 days, she constantly complimented herself and told herself, at least one thing a day that she liked about herself. And she even said by the end of that 30 days, she felt more confident. She felt more, she felt beautiful. She felt like she physically looked good because she's telling herself these positive things. So when we tell ourselves positive things, we're more likely to react in positive ways. So some things that she points out in this book, I'll always be broke. That's in the past, right? Why do we have to tell ourselves we're always going to be something? We can make our futures different. If you say money changes people, that's a negative self-thought that we can have. It's true. Money absolutely changes people, but why doesn't it change people for the better? I'm going to do something different with the money that I make. And then the one that I had mentioned before is, I'm not good with money. So like I said, building money is a skill. Making money is too risky. No, I'll always land on my feet. So you have to get past those thoughts that are limiting our beliefs and are limiting the things that we can do with ourselves. It can be hard to talk to ourselves in a positive way. It can be hard when we experience certain things in life to think that the outcome is going to change by simply speaking to ourselves differently. But I wholeheartedly believe that when we change our mindsets and when we speak to ourselves in the way that we speak to other people, it will truly change your outlook on the way that we operate. Business especially. If you are constantly, like I said, if you are constantly telling yourself, I can't do this, or, I'm not going to be able to reach this client. I can't make 6 figures in doing this job or doing this business that I love. If you're always telling yourself that thing, you're not going to be able to, because you're not going to feel like you're going to be able to do the work involved to do those things. But if you have the mindset, if you're telling yourself, I'm worthy of making 6 figures. I know I can make 6 figures. I have skills that I know people will pay for. I have, talents and dreams that are worthy. I know that I'm capable of doing the work that needs to be done to make 6 figures in my business. Well, guess what? You're more likely to actually sit down and do the work and do it. You're more likely to go after those clients who you might not think that you're going to get, or you might feel skeptical about actually targeting them and getting them to sign, but you might actually sign them because you're willing to take the risk, because you've already decided that you're worthy of receiving certain things and that you're going to start putting yourself out there to get those things that you are worthy of. And so I challenge all of you guys so much to really think about how you speak to yourselves in all facets of your life. How do you speak to yourself? When you look in the mirror, are you telling yourself, I don't look good? I don't feel good. I wish XYZ. If you're telling yourself those types of things in your business, if you're telling yourself, I can't do that, I'm not going to be able to make that much money, I'm not going to be able to grow the way that I want to grow, my business is dumb, I don't like this idea, there's so many people who offer what I'm trying to do, I'm never going to make it, I'm not going to stand out. If you have those kind of thoughts, I encourage you at least Try to change one of them. Just flip one in your head, even if at first it feels like you're lying to yourself. It's not the fake it till you make it. That's not what this is. Because all of those things, all of the positive things that you can flip and say unto yourself are there. They're true. We're all amazing people. We all have qualities worth loving. We all bring uniqueness into anything that we do. And so if we switch and tell ourselves that at least one thing, I do look pretty today. My skin, I'm a little hot, but my skin is glowing right now. I just got out the shower, so that's why I'm a little hot, but I feel like I look good. Tell yourself something like that. I just rebranded in my business, and of course, I was very nervous to switch to something that lots of people have been telling me that I should do, because I like creating things, I like making things, but people see things in ourselves that we don't see. And I had so many people telling me, Sasha, you need to do this. You need to help people with their business strategy. You need to help move other women forward because you're good at this. And I'm telling myself oh, but am I? Because I feel like I'm not successful in my own business. So how can I tell other women how to be successful in theirs? And those thoughts for a long time were self-defeating. I didn't want to move forward with that idea. I didn't want to push myself with that idea because I was worried that if I did that, if I changed my business model completely, if I changed everything about how I did business, then I wouldn't have a business anymore. People wouldn't book me. People wouldn't want to sign on as clients. People wouldn't want, they're not going to take what I say seriously. How do I know what I'm talking about? But those thoughts got me nowhere because literally since I've done a soft launch on my business, I haven't even announced it really that it's changed. But since I've, put it out there that this is what I'm doing now, I've gotten nothing but positive feedback from people. People saying that this is perfect for me. People saying this makes so much sense for you. I'm so happy you're doing this. I booked my first client in 3 days of me actually launching my strategy sessions. And even yesterday I posted my new brand, which thank you to I am Casey Renee, aka Snipes Design Agency, who's right now here, for doing my new branding. But when I posted it on my stories yesterday, I got nothing but fire emoji icons in my DMs. And this is awesome. This is amazing. So many people who don't really, have much to say or comment on many of my posts, but so many people are love the website, love the brand, love what you're doing. And had I let those self, doubts about myself, had I let that negative self-talk really feed into what I wanted to do in my business, I wouldn't have moved forward with it. And I would have been stuck in a business doing something in my brand that was no longer serving me. I love making products. I love when people wear my shirts or drink out of my coffee mugs. But I had to realize that my talents are somewhere else now. And, people keep pulling you and telling you that this is what you're good at. Sometimes you have to listen to that. And so listen to what your friends tell you that's positive about yourself. Listen to what your family says that's positive yourself. That negative shit, leave it somewhere else. People hate, they're gonna hate. But when you have people in your life who you trust and who you love that are telling you you're good at this makes sense for you, you're beautiful, you're not, maybe you are a big girl, but you wear that shit well. You know how to dress yourself. Your style is on fire. Don't worry about that. You're still healthy. You're out here doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. If you have people in your life telling you those things, why would you then tell yourself something different? Why would you let yourself hear something negative from you when you have so many people bringing positivity into your life? And if you don't have people in your life who are like that, who are telling you positive things, find them. Get rid of those people who are always negative with their shit. We don't need negative energy in our lives. You are the circle that you hang around. And that's also something that's in this book that she talks about. The squad that you have around you is what lifts you up. If you always have a negative Nancy in your corner, you're more likely to have a negative Nancy outlook on life. If you have positive, uplifting people in your corner, you're more likely to start viewing the world in that way and viewing yourself in that way and the things that you are capable of. So I encourage you at least to try one positive thought a day in any aspect, whether it's I know that I'm worthy of making 6 figures, or I know I'm worthy of booking a client. I know that my brand is on fire. I know that I'm a beautiful woman. I know that I look good no matter what I wear. Any kind of thought like that, if you see yourself venturing towards the negativity, or being self-deprecating, or that you're not, you're getting down on yourself, that's understandable. We all have those moments, but try to flip that thought. Try to flip it around and tell yourself something positive instead, because that's what's going to keep pushing you forward. That's what's going to allow you to keep working towards your goals, working towards your dreams. And it's just so important. Just remember that the way that we speak to ourselves would never be how we speak to other people. And so let's practice speaking to us the way we would everyone else. Tell yourself you love yourself every day. Tell yourself that you're the shit, that you're a badass woman, that you deserve everything in life. Tell yourself that every day, because after a while, even if you don't believe it right now, you will. And you will then start to strive for the things that will make you worthy, that will make you feel worthy of all of the things that you are destined to receive in your life. It's so important just to speak so much positivity into ourselves, because it truly, truly does change the outlook on how we view the world. So I mentioned in my post, she says badass thoughts that we have. I want to hear some badass thoughts that you have, aka negative thoughts that you have about yourself or about your outlook and things that you're capable of. Go ahead, throw them in the comments. And then let's change that, because every comment that I see with thoughts about things that you don't like about yourself, or things that you don't like about what you can do, or things you don't like in your business, any negative thoughts you have, I want you to go ahead and put them out there. And we as a community are going to turn them around, and we're going to give you a positive thought instead, aka $1 million thought. We're going to give you one of those instead that you can at least use as an affirmation every day. But like I said, challenge you. One thought a day that's at least positive. Say it every day until you believe it about yourself, and watch how things start to change. Again, book that I'm reading, We Should All Be Millionaires. It's by Rachel Rodgers. It's a really good book. I encourage you guys to read it. And that's it today for Wednesday Wisdom. So until next Wednesday, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.